I'm Ingress Agent 57 Cell, and I'm off to make some fields.
364 fields, in fact, on 124 portals. The plan for that night was to make a solo 6-layer homogeneous field. The very first step in putting this together was to find a set of portals that it would be which would support a 6-layer structure and where it would be easy for me to farm keys. So here's the plan that I put together. Here's the plan that I had. After that, I identified a route through that field that would visit every single portal once, and that I could ride my bike through in a reasonable amount of time. Once I had that route planned, I worked out the links linking from every portal to every previously visited portal, and then I tested that plan to see if it really would give the correct number of links and fields. So you can see the animation rolling along here. This animation is generated using the software I use to make these videos, and I wanted to see if it would report 364 fields, 366 links. The first time I tried this, it didn't, so I went back and made a different plan, this plan that you can see here right now. And that's actually the link order that I intended on that night. Now, strictly speaking, it's not possible to make a 6-layer homogeneous field solo. The reason is you need at least 3 SoftBanks on one portal, and a single agent can't do that, except during Ingress's anniversary events the previous 2 years. We've been able to put 4 mods on a portal, and so I thought, what if they do that this year as well on the 7th anniversary? I could make a true solo 6-layer field. Well, as it turned out, that wasn't to happen. So I did get help from a fellow agent, Agent EKG, to place one single SoftBank on one of these portals. Apart from that, everything else was solo. Key farming, the planning, clearing here. You can see I'm clearing the links here. I'm about to Jarvis a portal here. It's a level 8 portal. That's why you can see it on Intel. Now, I did note carefully the time. I was afraid I'd be back there within the hour and have to smash that portal rather than just flipping it back with an ADA. And there I'm about to make the very first link of the field. There it is. Now, since I've linked from that far corner to the top, that means I'll only need 32 outgoing links from the top, and that's why I'll only need 3 SoftBanks instead of 4. So here we are, and you can see I'm starting to riding along that road through Kings Park. Kings Park is this expansive bushland right near the city centre in Perth, Western Australia, and along that road is a whole bunch of war memorials. Literally there's portals every 20 or 30 meters. It's a very popular place to level up, which is why I'm out at 4:15 in the morning, as you can see on the clock right in the top left corner. Why get up at such a crazy time of day? Well, with 366 links to be made and 366 keys, I only get one shot at this. If someone comes and smashes it while it's in progress, I don't think I would have been able to collect all the keys again quickly enough to have another go in a reasonable amount of time. And it's not as crazy a time of day as it looks. It's almost summer here in Perth. That weekend we had the hottest November day on record. It reached over 40 degrees Celsius, nearly 105 Fahrenheit. And already at 4:41 the sky was starting to get bright. 30 in the morning. I've finished about a quarter of the plan so far. Specifically, I finished the little stretch of war memorials in Kings Park. You can see the sky's already getting light, starting to turn orange on the horizon over there. We've still got 3/4 of the plan to go, and I've got about a 800-meter ride to the next portal. Let's go. as I said, Kings Park has a huge number of portals along those roads, in the playgrounds, and along the cycle paths. My plan only uses 2 more.
Park, one of which is the one that I jarvised earlier. And looking at the attack notification, that was about 70 minutes ago, so I can flip it back to blue now. I don't have to destroy a level 8 portal. That's great. It's about 450 in fact. You can see the sky's getting quite beautiful over there. Alright, let's carry on.
Alright, that was flipped back and some links were made from those portals. Then there's 2 portals right here at this place I am now, which will make a nice long field, and then it's off to the very far corner, the very furthest leftmost corner of this entire plan, and here I am.
The furthest corner of the field now, ready to make the base link, and I'm ready to use my first SoftBank. This portal will need a SoftBank because of the large number of outgoing links to all of those portals back in Kings Park. Let's do it.
And there we have it. The second long link of this field is done. The next part of the route takes me to a few portals near that lake you can see just in front of where I'm riding the bike.
Running here with the mist rising off the lake. That's just beautiful. There are advantages to getting up at 2:30 in the morning and being out and about at 5.
I didn't stop there long. There were 4 portals in the lake area that needed to be captured and linked back to previous portals, and then it was back amongst the suburbs, amongst the shops and offices for this milestone.
There. And that completes 1/3 of that's the first page of the plan all done. We are 33% of the way through making a solo 6-layer homogeneous field. This is really exciting. The sun is not yet up. You can see it's really brightening the horizon over there. There, beautiful.
A 6-layer homogeneous field is pretty much exactly 3 times as complicated as a 5-layer field. But even though I finished 1/3 of the plan, I haven't finished a 5-layer field yet. 4 layers, yes. That's because, of course, there were other links and fields that I was making in the meantime because I arrived at those portals earlier. I'm about to get to the point where I will finish a 5-layer homogeneous field. It's just there, just about there. We're right there now.
I'm at the Subi Council Chambers. It's 5:45 and I'm ready to make all the links to complete a 5-layer homogeneous field. I'll need 2 SoftBanks on this portal. Let's do it now.
This whole thing started at 3:30 about, and it's now 5:45. That's over 2 hours already to finish a 5-layer field. That is longer than I expected it to take, but from now on things should go quicker because I'm entering the most portal dense part of this whole area except for that row of portals in Kings Park. The plan takes me down Rockaby Road, which is the main shopping strip in Subiaco, and there's dozens of portals everywhere. So it won't be long before I get to this point, this checkpoint.
Past 6 and the plan is halfway complete. As I mentioned, there's 18 columns of portals and links that need to be done. I've done 9 of those 18 columns. It's fantastic. 6:07. Not sure what time I'll finish. Let's see how we go.
So the first link went in at 3:45. 6:07 I reached the halfway point. That's 2 hours and 22 minutes for half of this plan. If it still takes the same amount of time to finish it, that's looking at finishing by 8:30. Since it's a Sunday morning, there probably won't be a lot of activity, so this is really looking quite good. Quite good for finishing this field, and that's fantastic. This part of the plan involves zigzagging backwards and forwards along these roads that cut Rockaby Road, collecting portals, linking back. And there you can see I've just finished a 4-layer field on the right hand side, and now on the left hand side as well. We've got 2 4-layer fields sitting on the edges of that 5-layer field. It's just a matter of following the plan now, doing every single link that I've recorded on my bit of paper, and then the thing will be done, the thing will be finished. That's about the furthest I have to go off to the right from this point on. The reason there's so many portals here is because Subiaco has a whole bunch of public artwork. There's murals in the laneway by local artists, there's sculptures, there's commemorative plaques all over the whole area commemorating the history of this town, which really does go back quite far to early on in the history of the entire city. So it's a great place it's a great place for playing, it's a great place for leveling up. It's just a great place to play this game. And I'm making really good time. It's 7:15 now, and you can see all these tiny thin fields pointing towards that top apex there, the apex of the big triangle. Little thin slivers of field that if you were just looking at your scanner you might not realize that they... Wait, what's that? Let me zoom in on Rockaby Road right there. Zoom in further, zoom in further. You can see on Rockaby Road there's a couple of links with no field inside. I've made a mistake, guys. If I can catch that mistake quickly, I can fix it. But the more I build of this field without fixing that mistake, the harder it's going to be to fix later.
Hospital now, back at the very start of the place where I started this whole thing, ready to make the last 32 links for this entire plan and complete a 6-layer homogeneous field almost solo. I've done all the links, all the fields. The only help I got is a single SoftBank placed on this single portal. So let's finish this.
And just look at those links fly in. I'm getting a lot of MU here, but I have not fixed that mistake. This is not going to be a 6-layer homogeneous field, guys, unless I realize it quickly and I can actually find a way to fix it.
I'm almost 8 o'clock. I'm back at the starting portal, the very first and last portal that I'm supposed to visit. And I made all the last links and realized I've missed one link earlier on. So I've had to Jarvis this portal here. I'm going to go back and fix that link, make that one missing link, collect the keys that I've lost, and come back here and hope I can get back here in time to actually finish the field before someone smashes something up. So wish me luck.
I might need a bit more than luck. I had 4 hours sleep. I've been up since 2:30 in the morning. I've just realized that this entire plan has come crashing down around my shoulders. My brain really is not firing on all cylinders right now, and I keep making mistakes when trying to figure out what on earth I've done wrong. It took me a good half hour or so to finally see what I showed you earlier in this video, that there were these missing links, these empty links on Rockaby Road, and to finally figure out what links I had to make to actually patch it up.
An hour since I flipped the top portal, and I've only just figured out what my mistake was after 2 incorrect figurings out, in which have wasted a lot of Jarvis viruses. So it's still quite touch and go whether I'll actually finish this thing. Not looking good.
Not looking good at all, and I still have to collect keys from a bunch of portals scattered all over this part of Subiaco. Sure, I had a few spares in a capsule, but there's still a whole lot that I don't have that I used up making that first lot of links.
The mistake I made was I missed a link. I missed one of the links I was supposed to make from this portal right behind me here. Somehow I guess my eyes skipped over it. This is what happens when you're operating on 4 or 5 hours sleep. Now I've managed to patch everything back. I've got literally no Jarvis viruses left at all. I've got no room for mistakes. I still have to go back and get the keys that I've used up, get copies of them again. Anytime from about 25 minutes onwards, I'll be able to flip it back to blue and make all the links. I need to make sure I get those keys. Let's go.
Sure enough, it is fixed up. You can see the Rockaby Road is now blue. It's got a blue triangle there. So now what you'll see not much action on Intel, but a lot of riding my bike backwards and forwards, collecting keys.
He's short, and I've just realized the situation's a bit worse than I first said. I have to go back to there and flip that portal, but I can't make all the links I need to make from out of there because that's only got 3 SoftBanks, and to do all the links from there would need 33 links. I'm going to have to flip that portal, ride to one of the other anchors, link from there back to the hospital, and then come back to the hospital and finish the field. So that's going to be fun. Anyway.
There's also still quite a few keys to hack. Don't you love it when a portal that you need a key for does not give it to you, and you've just fully modded it with SoftBanks and ages? Well, ha ha ha. It wasn't that bad really. I knew I could get there again in plenty of time after flipping the Apex, which I've now done. I also linked the Apex to Shenton Park Community Centre, the bottom left portal. You can see that link's gone in, so that when I got to the bottom right portal, I would be making that big field again from there. So I'm still collecting keys. That's why you see my bicycle track is zigzagging everywhere still. Still not much action on Intel. But at this point, I've basically got all but one. This point right here is the second last key I needed, and I got it.
I expected to be finished ages ago. I've now got all of the keys except one that I need. I'm going to head straight to one of the anchors, throw the link to make the big field, and then get that one key on my way back to the top of this homogeneous 6-layer field, and then finish it. Here I go.
Here I go indeed. I have to make pretty good time on the bicycle now. By the time an attack notification comes in, the plan has failed. There's no way to defend this kind of thing against an attacker. So I'm nearly at things to do, and as soon as I get there, I'm going to make that link to close the big triangle and then rush back to the hospital.
I've just completed the big triangle. It's ironic in a way that the portal that was supposed to be first ended up being second. Also ends up being third last. I'm rushing a bit here. I've already got comms messages from people on my own faction who happen to be on the other side of the world right now, saying that the fields are awesome, even though they aren't finished and the first round had a link missing. It's safe to say that there's people on both sides, enlightened and resistance, who've seen this partially completed work, and it's only a matter of time before somebody decides there's a lot of relatively unprotected double AP floating around in Kings Park, which is, as I said earlier, the place people go to level up. So I really need to go and get that one last key and get back to the hospital as quickly as possible to finish off this 6-layer homogeneous field.
One key left to get. I'm feeling a lot more confident about this than I was when I first discovered that I had made that mistake. I feel almost awake by now. So there's still that one key right there. That's where I got that key. And then it was waiting for traffic lights, making my way to the hospital, and finally I can start to throw the remaining 31 links to complete a 6-layer homogeneous field. You can see the layers getting filled in there. Isn't that great? And so finally there it is, the finished product. Just a complete uniform 6 layers throughout the whole area. In total I made 429 fields. I planned 364. 404 links. The total AP I gained was almost 1.7 million AP thanks to double AP. The time taken was 6 hours and 22 minutes from the first blockers being cleared to the completion of the field. Should have been 4 and 22, so there's still room for people to get it done faster than this. And in the end, despite all my worry about people coming along and destroying it, the fields actually stayed up until the Monday morning. A total of almost 21.5 hours. This 6-layer homogeneous field was smack there in the middle of Subiaco.
This is Agent 57 Cell. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and turn notifications on. See you next time.